Okay, so let's continue now our discussion. Wherein we are going to here, as mentioned earlier, we are going to what? Study or apply now our background for our animation. Today we are going to add that as part of the feature of our animation. It's actually completing the entire story of our animation. No? But before that, we have to understand the reason why we have to study or why we have to apply background for animation. No? Try to imagine an animated cartoons that doesn't have a background. Okay, walang background. So, application of background or the background itself is a piece of artwork or additional feature of your animation. It's actually the completion of the entire story. Now, we have here an example of an animated stickman. Okay, this is the same with what you did last week. This is your submission. So try to imagine to make it walk, to make it animate itself. So yeah, ano lang niya, stickman lang. Yan lang yung laman niya. Okay? Yan lang. Pumasok ng screen, lumabas siya ng screen, and that's it. So, ang kwento lang natin dyan, a walking stickman. But what if we will be able to add a background on that? Okay? So we can now tell our viewer or the person looking at our animation that there's a story behind it. It's a stickman walking along the street of the neighborhood. May community na. Okay? Makikita ninyo na halos kompleto na yung kwento. No? Nabubuo yung kwento. Hindi lang siya isang blankong papel na may naglalakad na stick. Okay? So that is our goal for today. Be able to understand what background are we, or to really choose appropriate background to use so that we will be able to complete our story. Dun sa stickman na ginawa ninyo last week, yung pinasa ninyo sa assignment tab. What background is appropriate for that? So mamaya, isa-isahin natin, aalamin natin. Okay? So just like try to imagine our surroundings now, no? Kung wala tayong nakikita sa paligid natin. We are just a formless scene here. We can even say this is a community kung wala tayong background, no? Parang tayo rin sa buhay natin, we can always have our backgrounds. Pag tinatanong sa'yo, ano po bang background mo dito? Okay? Ano ang background ng taong yan? Para maintindihan natin yung buong kwento. Hindi tayo ma-judge kagad. Ang pangit naman yan, walang background. Okay? So that we will be able to understand the complete story. That person has a everyone has a background, no? O on what particular part of their life, no? The same as in our output or expected project for today, which is in animation. Yeah? Additional thing is that a background is an environment of your animation. Okay? Kapag indoor, pwedeng parts of the house, part of the room, yan, pwedeng kitchen, okay, bedroom, living room. Pwede rin naman siyang outdoor, kung saan pwedeng yung mga sceneries, mountains, yan, forest, okay, any form of water under the sea, pwede naman to as you choose your background. But it depends on your animation, on the type of the story that you would like to tell through your animation. Okay? It is actually an element, okay, that aims to confirm the entire story. Okay? Nag-drawing ka ng isda, nag-animate ka ng isda. So, yung background na gagamitin mo, pwede any form of under the sea scenery, just to confirm the entire story. At isda nga to, sa ilalim siya ng tubig, ng dagat. Or ang gagamitin mong background ay yung aquarium. So that is now your entire story. Okay? Now, going back to our resources, for those working at home, you can really visit pixabay.com or pexel.com. Because kahit dito po sa on-site, no, I always recommend for you to visit these sites. Because these sites have copyright-free or royalty-free images and videos. Now, for everybody's information, the type of pictures or images or image format that we can use in OpenToonz is only JPEG and PNG. Ha? JPEG or PNG. Pero disclaimer po, hindi po lahat ng PNG or JPEG nababasa. I do not know, it depends probably on the version of the OpenToonz that we downloaded. So it really takes patience for us to really look for a particular format or size of the image that will really fit on our OpenToonz. Let us have our OpenToonz now. Ayan. So you have now your OpenToonz, your image, your background is saved on your device. So what are we going to do? We are now going to put the name first for our scene that we are going to do. So background design ang pangalan. Ilagay natin background design. And then your section. Okay. And then you have your location there or destination of the file. It will proceed to the local disk inside the folder of Sandbox. Then we have the width and the height. We have the resolution. Our unit is in inch. DPI is 120 and we have our frame rate 24. We are not going to change any of that. And then let's create scene. Okay? Upon creating scene, you will see now your work there. O, sige, baka nagugulat. Bakit ganyan ang itsura ng ng OpenToonz ni Madam, no? So, click natin yung drawing. So, para pareho na tayo. Okay? So, what are we going to do with this image? Before we put our image on our OpenToonz, we have to make a rasterized level. Okay, so dati gumagawa tayo or we create or we use geometric figures to draw on our OpenToonz and we make vector level. This time we are going to use image. That is why we have to use raster level. Raster level or rasterization of image will make the picture, okay, possible to be edited. Okay, so how are we going to do that? So the same as when we do the vector level. Go to level, new, and then look for new raster level. And eventually you will be asked to name your raster level. Okay, for this part, we are going to name this background. Sige po. Background, tapos your section. Ayan po. Okay. And then, of course, again, wala tayong gagawin sa ibang attributes other than the name. You just name your raster level. And then everybody click OK. So, ayan, now we have now our raster level here. You will notice that there's an additional row on your X sheet. Now, everybody click the animation tab on the right side of your OpenToonz so that you will be able to see a bigger, okay, X sheet there. Ayan. So, ito yung COL natin. Pag nag-animation teams, animation tab tayo, so lalaki yung X sheet natin. Okay? You make sure that you select this first frame. Yung may pangalan po ng background mapamara. Tandaan natin, nirename natin yan. Okay, select that. And then, open now our folder. Yung folder kung saan sinave yung ating gawa kanina. Yung folder na sinave natin. Let's open that. Make sure dalawa po silang nakikita sa screen. Okay, dalawa po silang nakikita sa screen. You can just minimize the folder. Okay, or just make it a little smaller. And then your OpenToonz occupying the entire monitor. Now, putting the image on your OpenToonz is very easy. You just need to click, drag, and drop. So first, we have here our image. Here's our image, the water form. You just click on the image, left click the image, drag on the working area of your OpenToonz, and then drop. Okay? Now you will see a dialog box there, import, load, cancel. Okay? So with that, we are going to select import. Okay? Kasi pag load yung ginamit ninyo at nilipat ninyo ng location yung image or inopen nyo sa bahay yung image, hindi nyo makikita yung image. Okay? So import ang gagamitin natin. Okay? And it will have your image displayed on your OpenToonz. Okay? And you will see here another level of or another column here for your image. Okay? Okay na po tayo? Lahat po. Now, this time, here's the job begin. Dito tayo mag-uumpisa kung saan pwede natin ngayon i-modify or i-operate, okay, yung ating image. Okay? So, basically, when you put the cursor on top of that image, yan, nag-zoom in, zoom out naman yung camera natin, no? Nini-scroll up, scroll down natin yung ating image. Pero wala siyang nagagawa or walang nagaganap dun sa picture natin if you're going to put that in your animation story. So, what we are going to do first, let's put the first animation our background, which is zoom in. So, pag tatapat tayo yan, i-zoom in, zoom out lang natin, no? Now, what are we going to do here? So first, we have to make sure that our background will last until the end of its scene. Yung hanggang dulo, kung hanggang saan mo siya gustong makita, kailangan mag-appear siya doon. So how are we going to do that? Go to the row of that background, of that scene. Click niyo po yung frame, yung first frame of that background. Tapos merong tab na maliit na lalabas. You make sure that you click on that tab, and then you drag it. For example, up to the 24th frame. Okay? So, ayan po. Okay? So, this time, ayan, pag pumupunta ka po kahit saan doon sa hanggang 24th frame, yung background mo ay nandyan. Kasi pag pumunta ka sa labas ng wala siya, di ba? So, doon ka lang sa hanggang 24th frame kung doon lang yung sinetap mo. Okay? So you were able to put your background last until the 24th frame. Now, what we would like to do is to move our background. Okay? Move our background. So basically, punta muna tayo dito sa, for example, sa 10th frame. Ayan, sa 10th frame. Ayan. Sa 10th frame po tayo. Yan, ang refill natin, ito ha, take note natin, ang frame na refill natin ay 10, 15, 20. Okay? So, start tayo sa first frame natin. Lalagyan mo natin siya ng keyframe. When we say keyframe, these are the frames where animation or movement will happen or will take place. Pwede siyang starting point or duration of your movement. Okay? So, make sure nakaselect po yung first frame natin. Go to your toolbox. You see there the animate tool. Click on that. Remember, the animate tool was used last week for our skeleton tool. Pwede din po siyang gamitan basta anything about animation, no? Okay? We have the animate tool and on the option bar there, you will see there the position. Okay? Position. Click nyo yan, mayroon pa mga options. Mayroon position, rotation, scale, shear, and center. Okay, first muna yung position. Once you are in animated tool or animate tool and you have selected the position on the option bar, you can basically move your image there without disturbing the camera or the working area. You can just put it anywhere there. Okay? Okay po tayo dyan. Now, if you are going to have it in rotation, click nyo po yung rotation, makita nyo yung joint ay nasa gitna, yung pink natin ay nasa gitna ng image nyo. Pag na-rotate nyo yan, of course, iikot naman siya, okay? Pero yung center niya, nandoon sa gitna. Okay? Okay, nandoon yung pinaka-joint niya, naka-nail siya sa gitna. But we can change that. Let's go back there and let's click on the center. And then basically, we can move the center joint, wherever on the image. And then let's click again the rotation. Once we move it, ayun na, yung center niya or kung saan naka-nail yung image, nalipat na rin po. Okay? Kuha po. Okay? Now, let's go back to this another one. Okay? Center muna natin para hindi tayo mabigla. Sige, click. Ayan. Ilagay niyo yung center ninyo kung saan nyo gustong maging focal ng ating image. Yung focal point ng ating image. Siguro ako ilalagay ko siya dito sa bandang right side. Ayan. Sa inyo po, pili po kayo kung saan nyo gustong maging focus ng image ninyo. Doon nyo po ilagay yung center. Diba tayo po? Kung saan naka-center, kung saan yung focus natin, yung dapat ang center natin. Ano po ang focus natin? Every day, that would be the center of our attention, of everything that we do now. So you have there your center. Now let's go back here. Okay? We are now going to change the scale. Okay? Yung scale. Sa scale naman po, madali lang po yan. Once selected yung scale, makikita niyo yung cursor now will be what? A 4 outward arrow. Okay, palabas. You put that cursor inside your image, you left-click your mouse, and when you drag your mouse outside or upward, yan, lumalaki yung image. And when you drag your mouse downward, you will make your image smaller. So it doesn't matter kung ma-occupy ng image nyo yung buong background or hindi. Okay? So you can just easily resize that. Okay? And you notice when you resize this, yan, makikita ninyo, naging focal po. Okay? Focal point ng ating picture is kung saan nakalagay yung center mo. Okay? Maliwanag po tayo? Okay. Now, let's make it move. Ang first animation natin ay zoom in. Zoom in, zoom out. Kasi yun yung pinakamadaling gawin dito. No, mamaya, pwede naman natin i-left to right. Okay? So, for example, sabi natin, fill up natin yung 10th frame. Everybody go to your 10th frame. The first thing that you need to do when you select, if you would like your image to move, you need to add keyframe. Sabi natin kanina, yung keyframe, doon nanggagaling or doon nagaganap yung movement. Okay? For us to know kung may keyframe na yung selected frame na yon, may makikita tayong icon ng key. Nakita niyo po yung first frame, may puting box dyan, tapos may maliit na parang susi. Ibig sabihin may keyframe doon. So, we have to put that one on the 10th frame. Okay? Para magawa natin yon, meron po tayong diamond icon sa baba ng picture ninyo. Ayan po, yung diamond. That once you hover your mouse or your cursor on that icon, lalabas yung pangalan niya. Ang pangalan niya ay set key. Okay? So, click niyo po yan. And then you will notice that there's now a key on the 10th frame. Am I correct? Can you give me a thumbs up? Ayan po. When you have now the keyframe on the 10th frame, okay, you can now start moving your image. So for example, on the 10th frame, I want my image, still I'm on the scale part here, I would like to make it a little bigger. Okay? And then on the 15th, wag 15 kasi masyadong mabilis. I-zoom lang natin. 20th frame. Let's do the same. 20th frame. Keyframe. Zoom. Okay? Zoom again. Okay po? Sige po. I-occupy nyo. Palakihin niyo yung picture ninyo. Do not be afraid to explore. Diyan po tayo matututo. Explore. Okay? Total, meron namang ano dyan. Undo. Okay? Or pwede naman ulitin kung hindi kaya. Now, if you are going to play that, you will notice the movement of your image now. Ayan, gumagalaw na siya. Okay? Nag-zoom in siya. Nag-zoom in. Nag-zoom in siya. Okay? And you will notice that yung movement niya, yung zooming niya, will always happen on the frame where we put our keyframe. Okay po? Are we good? Can you give me a thumbs up po, online and on-site, if we are good po? Okay. Thank you on-site. What about the online po? Ayan, meron na rin. Thank you very much. Madam, what if we would like to add picture again to our background here para medyo may nangyayari naman talaga sa kanya, no? Okay? Ayan po ha. Before dragging the picture on the OpenToonz, make sure that you have selected the first frame. Or kung saang part ng background ninyo gustong lumabas yung additional picture ninyo. So ito po yung ating background, ito po yung ating first frame. Sabay pong lalabas yung second image natin sa background. So selected po siya dapat. And what you're going to do now is to drag that image again to your background. Let's see kung maglo-load siya. Okay, import natin. And there's your background now. Okay? There's your background now. Are we clear? Clear po? Now, you notice kapag nag-play po tayo, okay, hindi po nag-stay ng matagal yung additional picture natin. Hindi siya nag-stay. No? So umpisa lang siya nandoon. No? So, kailangan natin, yung image natin will stay until the end of the movement of our background. So, how are we going to do that? We are just going to repeat the process of how we did for the background image. First, select the image. Okay, select the image. Para sa mga nahuli po kanina, ito po, same procedure, uulitin lang po natin. Okay, for the same image, meron pong maliit na tab na lalabas, gray square, a rectangle there. Just click on that and then you need to drag it up to the last frame of your background. And then you will notice now that it stays now with your background. Okay? Okay? Clear po? Are we good? Okay. Madam, paano po ang next po? So what we are going to do now is repeat again. We are going to move the second image. Okay? Change its position or location anywhere within the background. So how are you going to do? Again, select the frame where we would like to have our movement to happen. For example, on this, I have it on the 11th frame. I will add my keyframe. Ayan. I will have my scale here. Click and then up to make it smaller. Here. Okay. Masyado palang maliit. Click and then here on the 21st, for example, keyframe. And then click again and then make a little bit smaller. Okay? So what will happen now? Ayan, no? Habang lang nagsuzoom in yung ating image, nagsuzoom out yung ating second image. Okay? I'm not really sure if you see the same on your screen, medyo lagging, pero the background is zooming in, the second image is zooming out. Okay? I want you to save your work now. Ayan. Save niyo po para may souvenir kayo. The first animated background and image that you were able to create. Sana po ay nagustuhan ninyo at may natutunan kayo. Pwede niyo pong i-share ang video na to para mas marami pa tayong ma-inspire sa klase natin. At kung nagustuhan ninyo ang video natin ngayon, click nyo na ang like button at mag-subscribe na rin kayo para maging updated kayo sa mga susunod pa nating klase. Thank you very much for watching and always remember to be kind to one another. God bless.